Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. You already know my name. My name is Henry. In my YouTube channel, I give information about health, inspiring people around the world. And today guys, I have a big tools for you guys. And today we are getting a lesson about projects. Guys, now we are going for a short break. We are coming back. Now, guys, talking about project, what can we understand of project? Because majority of the people around the world attempt themselves in a project, but they do not know what is the meaning of project. We have diverse example of a project, but now before I push forward or explain forward, I I would like to define the term project for you guys. Now, project. The term project could be defined as a probability or a process of events that someone can embark on, and it can be either in a negative or positive way, right? So now we have diverse example of a project. One example of a project we have is house building. Can you imagine you are a project thinker and you want to embark on a project? Maybe your project is to build a house, because any project that have time and ending of the project is classified as a project, because you have starting and ending. Every project that have starting and ending is notified as wetin a project. If you have or you are doing something, you are embark on something, but it's something that did not have ending. If anything you embark on and that you embark on but you do not have ending, that is not a project, right? It's classified as wetin business as usual. Simply mean you are doing this business or this project regularly without ending. That is not classified as a project. Talking about project, there are different type of example of project. One example is known as house building, road construction, and also cooking. Cooking is a project. Why do I say cooking is a project? Because you have time when you start for cook, and you have time that you finish your cook, right? And you have diverse example: construction of road, building. These are all example of a project. Guys, you are getting lesson about project. Now we have diverse characteristics of a project. You cannot embark on a project and you do not even know the characteristics of a project. A project have a time. Always when you embark on a project, you have a time. The time is one of the characteristics of a project. We have cost. And at any time you embark on a project, it involve a cost. That is the two characteristics of a project. And also, project have a purpose. Why do I need to embark on this project? What is the profit that I will gain? What is the need to embark on this project? So it has purpose. If you don't have purpose, you cannot embark on a project, right? So always remember that in the characteristics of a project, we have time, cost, purpose, and finally we have collaboration. Collaboration, this is the simple term wherein people can come communicate with you to help you boost your dream. Now we come to the final sector, which is the project triangle. When we say project triangle, these are the things that involved in a project. If these things are not available for a project, it can hinder the project, right? These three circles are the time, scope, and cost. Time, scope, and cost are the main triangle about project. If you embark on project, you do not have time, right? You embark on a project, you do not have cost. Cause this means the money, you need to pour money on your project. And you have scope. Scope, these are the thing them the things you need in your project. Like let's say you want to build a house, right? And your house, you need what? You need stone, sand. You need again cement, and you need a iron wall. You need majority of these things. That material you purchase, the material that you bought, you buy and put down, that is known as a scope. Scope, these are things that you are available, you provide for the project so that the project will be come smoothly. right? Let us say we have another example. You are embarking on a road construction. Now you need a different material that will help you boost that project, right? You need cement, right? You need grey sand. These are the things you need to boost your project. So now we already know the triangle of a project. This triangle of a project is very important. One, we say time. If you don't have time for your project will not become successful, right? Then we have scope. Scope, these are the material you need to start your project, right? Then we have the last one, which is cost. Cost, these are the monetary fund. You need to pour money on your project. When you pour money on your project, you can have a big term known as quality. Quality will only work with these things. The triangle. One is time, two is scope, three is cost. When you have these three objectives, these three items, it can give you a good quality in a project. Finally, we are moving towards the circle of a project. What are the life cycle of a project? The life cycle of a project, this is the term which teach you how you can introduce your project. Majority of you guys was thinking, how can I start a project? How can I start a project? You can only start a project if you already know the triangle of a project, and also you already know the definition of a project, and also you already know the life cycle of a project. The first life cycle of a project is known as I peak. Why did I say I peak? The abbreviated word I peak simply mean they have their own meaning. The first I is written illustration. When you talk about illustration, this is the process by which you mobilize or commonize people. You bring people together, share your idea to them, your objective, you bring your objective. That means you are illustrating your plan, your scope, your objective to your people, right? That is the meaning of I. That simply means illustration. You need to illustrate your idea to people. From there, we have the other meaning P. The P there stands for planning. You should set your plan towards your project so that you have good, successful project plan, right? And thirdly, the I simply means implementation. After you have planned your objective, your goal, you implement it. How can you implement something? The term implement simply means action, putting it into action. You can already put your plan together, you already initiate your idea, but you cannot implement. If you don't implement that plan, it cannot be successful. So the I simply mean implementation. You should put the plan into action. And lastly, we have enclosure. Enclosure simply means you should check, say yes, this project is already done, and we are observing if the project is working or not. And I want as you waiting, elaborate on it and give the people that have the project. Maybe they give you project to write on rape awareness. Rape awareness. This is the government that have the project, right? This is the government have the project. They give you the project to write on, right? So when you done that project, you need to hand over the project to the government. Maybe the enclosure, maybe it's your own project, right? You need to put your project into action and observe how your project is working. Now we come to the simple and ending. Make sure you subscribe and share. Now finally, we come to the risk management of project. What is risk management of project? Risk management of project simply mean, right? It simply mean you should always have the feedback that it in project there must be a risk. Guys, majority of you guys will ask what is a risk. Risk simply mean it's a probability that a event may occur or not may occur. Simply mean a probability must be assumed that maybe this project that I'm embark on, maybe it cannot be successful, or maybe it can be successful. This is the term risk. The general term risk simply mean probability. Maybe it can be good, maybe it cannot be good, right? So the term risk can be defined as the probability of a event that can be happen or not, right? Now the risk management could be defined as the term in which you mobilize people Either it can be in positive way or negative way. There are two types of risks, guys. There are two types of risks. First risk is positive risk. The second risk is negative risk. Maybe you embark on a project, and maybe you are thinking that the project will be successful. On your way, the project could not be successful. What is that? It's a rating negative risks, because you are already embarked on the risks, right? You have the positive risks. That is, you are on the project or you are on the event, and when the event end, you have a good result. That is what in the positive risks. And how can you identify risks in a project? You can identify risks in the project by what in, by introducing risk management. When you introduce risk management in a project, you can have the intention to discover risks in your project. Secondly, you should always introduce wetin communication to your subordinate. When you are working with a subordinate, you should always have communication that will make to discover it will help you to discover the risks, right? And thirdly, you should always always put things in place so that the risks may not occur. That simply means that you are walking along the road and you discover that the bridge is not well organized. It have a scratch or wetin crack around. So you have already identified that risk, that this road, this bridge, if I pass here, maybe it can be the bridge will break down with me or not. So you have already identified that bridge, so you need to escape that bridge. If you balance that bridge, it cannot be occurred, right? And maybe you you are walking along the road and you met someone who have a car, but you do not know the person actually, right? You don't know the person, but the person tell you that come, let me give you lift. Automatically risk coming, because you don't even know that person. Maybe that person may be a kidnapper, or maybe that person may be a bad person. Then you jump into that car. Automatically you enter that car. There must a probability of risk. There will be a positive risk or negative risk. A positive risk, maybe when you enter that car, the person will go bring you in your house safely without harming you, right? That is the positive risk. The negative risk, maybe when you enter that car, the person will do bad events on you, right? He will take advantage of you. That is a simple mean of wetin negative risk. So in life there must be a risk that implement in a project. Also, when you embark on a project, project always have a starting and an ending. Note that. Also, project have a time, project have a scope, project have a probability that risks may occur. Now, how can we solve this project, this risk occurring in your project, right? How can we tackle it? The strategy is, there are 5 strategies that you can implement to combat these risks. One of the strategy, you should always have abstinence, avoidance. Simply mean, if you know that this place is very risky and you see the thing is occurring, you should avoid that particular place. And secondly, we should always have in transfer. When you have a risk, maybe you have a project but you don't know how to do that project, what you should do, you should call your neighbor or your friend, say, no, hello my friend, I have a job for you, this job is mine but I don't know how to do it. That means you are trying to transfer the risks, because you don't know it, you don't want to have negative risks, you transfer it to the person that know better. That is the way you can tackle risks in any project. Thirdly, you should always have a time schedule, wherein you should say, this is the project I should able to complete this project. And lastly, before I leave you guys, you should know the project aim and objective. Now guys, thank you very much for this time. Thank you for understanding project, because majority people are going too much of constrain our project. They do not know the term project, they do not know the scope, they do not know the characteristics of a project, right? So that this is the main request. That's why I bring out or come out to give you the main things of project. Remember, you already define a project. We say project is a event that you can embark on and it can be positive or a negative. And we say projects have a characteristics. We say time. What again? You have a cost. You have a purpose, and finally we have what in the triangle of a project. We say there are many triangles. We have three. The three are what in the time, the scope, and the cost. When you have this three triangle, your project can be successful. But if you don't have this triangle, your project will never be successful, because time involved in project, and scope involved in project, finally time cost involved in project. When you have those things, it will give you a powerful, beautiful project as a quality job. Thank you very much for your time. Please subscribe, click on the notification bell. At any time I bring a new video, you get notified. My name is Henry. Thank you very much.